Are you ready to witness the relentless wrath of 6 untamed Karens that'll leave you speechless? Today we're bringing you 6 jaw-dropping cases of Karens gone rogue, turning the courtroom into their own personal battleground. If you're ready for some brutal courtroom face-offs, you don't want to miss this. Let the Karen chaos begin. This Karen attempts to exert dominance over a judge by seeking to commandeer the proceedings. Prepare to be astonished by the ensuing events.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I would like to call...
Ma'am, stop. I know you want to control this room, but this isn't Burger King. When the sign changes to Burger King, you can have it your way. Right now, this is my courtroom, and you will answer my questions. Stop. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury? Yes or no? All right, I'll take that as silence. I understand her attorney is on here. Where is her attorney? You will not act disrespectful in this court. Do you understand, ma'am?
The judge possesses the authority to mete out penalties to those they consider appropriate, and I trust that all of you can concur that this individual merits the suitable punishment for her offense.
Ms. Coulson, is there something you'd like to say?
Yes, I deeply apologize for what I did. I was under a lot of stress. And I deeply apologize for what I did in your court. I just needed to get out. And it's been very hard for me this year, and I know for the other family. And I'm so sorry for what I did. And I know it was wrong, and I apologize.
While this Karen might be in a difficult predicament, it doesn't justify disrespecting a judge. Regrettably, engaging in foolish actions leads to foolish consequences, and her penalty is 300 days in jail for the assault.
On the assault, I'm going to set a $7,500 cash or surety bond. That bond is conditioned of no contact with Tiffany Castro. No contact means you can't call him, you can't write him, you can't text him, you can't email him, can't leave a message on some social media, you can't go visit him. If you go someplace and either Mr. McRae or Ms. Castro's there, you have to leave. If you're someplace, even though you may have arrived first and one of them shows up, you still have to leave.
So you gonna tell me I can't go home?
I'm telling you, you can't go home. If you live with...
Whoa, I'm talking. I don't need you to say nothing.
If you live with Mr. McRae, you cannot return to that residence.
Oh, but how you just gonna tell me I can't go home now?
What?
How you gonna tell me I can't go to my house?
I just did.
Well, I bet I do.
Well, then you're in contempt, young lady, and you've got 30 days. So you're not going... You're not... What?
Whoa.
Get back! Get back!
You just said I got
Get back! That's another 30 days. That's 60 days.
So what?
90 days.
So?
120 days.
Okay, and?
180 days.
No!
Please, quiet.
Get off me! Get your hands off me, man.
Come on.
What else you got to say?
Oh, nothing. We'll talk in 6 months when you're ready to come back for your case.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Not as sorry as she's gonna be.
I ain't mad. They got commissary. I got money.
That's 200 days. You got anything else to say, Miss Burks? That's 300 days!
Coming up, we feature a Karen advocating a case without appropriate authorization. As the judge attempts to discharge her, the Karen interjects, retorts, and disputes with the judge, ultimately being penalized $500 for her antics. Indeed, that's a classic example of getting a taste of one's own medicine.
For my motion for sanctions against Mr. Nicoletti for this vexatious and frivolous PPO.
I'm sorry, on this what?
I have a motion for sanctions against...
I know that. And the purpose of the sanctions are based on what?
It was a frivolous and vexatious PPO based on nonsense. I am not stalking Mr. Nicoletti.
I haven't signed a PPO. How can you ask to sanction someone when you haven't even been served?
That's the point. He
Ms.
created a
Stevens, do not interrupt me when I'm speaking, ma'am.
I have a constitutional right to be heard.
On what basis? There is no case before me, ma'am, other than the fact that you filed this frivolous motion, taking up this court's time for no good reason other than your own personal vendetta against this man for whatever reason you may have, and I really don't care because it does not involve me or my court. However, had I issued a PPO, you would have a basis to be before me. I did not issue a PPO. He did not pursue his right to a hearing on the PPO. You were never served, and here you are taking up my time so that you want me to chastise him and make him pay money? No, ma'am. I am sanctioning you with costs of $500 forthwith to the county clerk's office.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I knew it was fixed.
I beg your pardon?
I knew it was fixed.
Miss Stevens, I highly suggest that you just exit my courtroom and go pay the sanctions before I find you in contempt.
This Karen is granted excessive latitude in court as she embarks on a tirade regarding a fabricated poll book figure. She persistently disrupts others, evades inquiries, and it's baffling that she hasn't been expelled.
The poll book is completely off. Completely off.
Off by 30,000?
I'd say that poll book is off by over 100,000. That poll book. Why don't you look at the registered voters on there? How many registered voters are on there? Do you even know the answer to that?
No, I guess I'm trying to get to the bottom of this here.
Zero. There's zero.
So, my question then is if the
Guess how many? Wait. What about the turnout rate? 120%.
Let's let Representative Johnson ask his question, please.
So the poll book number. Okay, there's two things that could happen here. Either the poll book number, if ballots were counted multiple times, there's two options. Option number one is that the poll book numbers are not going to match.
They don't.
The actual. Not by thousands and thousands of votes. That's not what we see right now.
Take a look again. Take a look again.
Option number two is that they essentially were filling in names of people who didn't vote.
Dead people too?
So is that?
Let's
I guess,
let
is that
Representative Johnson ask his question, and then when
I
he's
thought that
done,
was his answer. Okay.
Well, I guess that's my question here is why we're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes. That's not the case.
What did you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
I'm just saying the numbers are not off by 30,000 votes. So
I know what I
saying
saw.
That they're filling in?
I know what I saw, and I signed something saying that if I'm wrong, I can go to prison. Did you?
Okay,
I'm just trying to ask you a legitimate question here.
Yeah.
This Karen brazenly accuses a Superior Court judge of racism as the reason for her severe sentencing. Yet, when the judge attempts to provide perspective or rationalize with the Karen, she's met with constant disruptions and additional allegations. It seems, Karen, that you're the issue at hand.
You guys will just take his side. I'm an African American woman. I'm a black woman, and you guys are all white. You can say you're not racist as much as you want until you're blue in the face, but your actions say otherwise. Okay. And it's clear that you don't have children yourself because of the decisions that you make.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. So, Mr. Lytle, I want to make sure that I reinstate her contact, and we're following the order that was entered by Judge Marquis.
That's what you said yesterday, and you didn't
listen to me. You're going to be held in contempt, and the next time you
interrupting what held in contempt for speaking. I'm a pro se litigant. And it's my right to speak. As a judge, you have no right to shut up a pro se litigant. And
so here, I understand you've missed time, and I understand you are entitled to compensatory.
You don't understand.
I do. So here's what. Listen. So for this week, the compensation is going to be as follows. On Friday, she will receive the child. Let's say 10 a.m. and that's going to be at the police department, and that's on MLK. Correct, Mr. Lytle?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
Nicholas gets.
All right, I'm just going to issue a minute order because you're not listening. I'm just going to issue a minute order because you're not listening. We're going to hang up, and I'm going to go off the record, Mr. Lytle. That's when you should have the client back.
And now I'm held.
And that's the date and the time. Thank you very much. We're hanging up. Goodbye.